If you're not sure exactly which AI tools are going to be best for your business, in part 4 of this series, I'm going to walk you through the exact tools that I use day in, day out, and that I use to turn my side hustle into a profitable marketing agency. So let's rip and ride, and thanks for liking and subscribing. So the first tool in this series here is ChatGPT. And I know I'm starting boring, but there are so many things that you can do with ChatGPT. Everything from using it as a personal assistant to formulating ideas and lists to generating images. And quite frankly, the API, which is not that hard to set up, is something I work on with clients. The API can be set up to start all sorts of automations, some of which I've talked about in the previous sessions of this 4-part series. But the automations that you can do using something like ChatGPT are unbelievable. Everything from screening clients to writing scripts to reviewing documents to creating custom emails. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So ChatGPT, this is probably my favorite tool. I use it every day, multiple hours per day. It's awesome. It powers everything. Now, there's actually 2 tools that I want to write out here that I also love. The first of which is called Cast Magic. The second of which is called Swell. And what these tools do is they write. So, you know, in my company, what we really specialize in is helping 7- and 8-figure business owners getting on calls with their ideal customer avatar using the power of podcasts. We're turning your podcast into a powerful sales tool to get on the calls with the right people. And what happens after that podcast is over is very, very important, because that's content, baby. That's content, that's relationship, tons and tons of data. So what we do is we take all those transcriptions, we funnel them into these 2 softwares, both of which we use and we really like. And it's going to write out tons of information, from social media posts to emails to blog articles. They can write in an HTML format, which is amazing too. So you just automatically upload it to WordPress. It writes our descriptions for podcasts and YouTube. And both these tools are fantastic. And by the way, all these tools, I'm going to put links below so you can check them out. And they're just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love these tools. Another tool that we're using all the time is a tool called Descript. And again, we do a lot of podcast and video editing in our agency. And what this allows us to do is easily and quickly edit clips. And it does this in a lot of different ways. I'm just going to touch on a couple of the highlights. But historically, when you're editing video, you have to watch the whole video and clip out and everything. Well, what Descript does is it turns it all into words. So now I can just find a specific section that has some compelling words and some compelling text, and I can focus on that. We can turn that into a video. Or we can easily find filler words like and you know, maybe there's long blank spaces. We can quickly find those and eliminate those sections of the text. It's just a really powerful, basically it makes it much easier to edit your audio and video content. Quite frankly, I will not hire anyone that doesn't use these AI tools. I was actually on a call with someone the other day. I said, what AI tools do you use to edit more quickly? He said, oh, I don't like AI, I don't use AI. I said, well, I can't hire you, because I'm gonna have to pay you 10 times as much as I could pay someone that's gonna do the exact same work, if not better, much, much more quickly. So, you know, have a nice life. Call me back when you start using it. Which, by the way, might sound rough, but y'all, like, as a business owner, time is money. As an editor, time is money. If you're not using AI to be better at what you do, you're just not gonna be able to compete. Dose of reality, you're not gonna be able to compete if you're not using these tools. Another tool that we really, really like is Canva. Canva is a graphic editing tool, very easy to use, very easy to learn. It's got a lot of AI built into it, from AI generated images. I really like combining stuff like ChatGPT. Another one that we use is Midjourney. So we combine like the images from ChatGPT and Midjourney into Canva. So the images go in here. I'll just put a little picture here, a little picture. I like to draw. I'm sorry. I like drawing. I'm very kind of like that. So anyway, our images, we can easily send into Canva, and Canva can just do some really cool things. So Canva is, I think, a no-brainer for anyone who's doing creative work, social media work, anything like that. Oh, and let me not forget Ideogram. Ideogram, this is a really cool tool. Ideogram is a cool one. Also for images, so I'm going to use the blue here to boop, image, send the images. We're sending all the images in there with Ideogram. Another one of my favorite tools is a tool called Riverside. And what Riverside is a remote video recording software, similar to Zoom, but it's specifically designed to give you the best video and audio quality. And on the back end, what it does is it uses AI to help you find and select a bunch of clips really quickly. It helps with transcripts. So I've been very, very impressed with Riverside. In fact, if you use the link below and the code, you'll get a discount. I think it's 15, 20% off, 10%. I don't know. You'll get a discount if you want to check that out. By the way, I'm going to have links for all this below. Some of them are going to be affiliate links, which means you get the best price for the product and I get a small commission as well. So check that out. And yeah, love Riverside. Another tool that I've really been impressed with is a tool called CloseBot. And what CloseBot is a chatbot for your website. And what we can do for you is we can program CloseBot, upload it, get it synchronized on your website, and then it's going to close for you. You know, one of the things that happens in the AI world or in the business world is bounce rate. And so people that visit your website, if they don't get what they're looking for in less than 15 seconds, they're going to bounce. Some data shows it's even faster than that. So what CloseBot does is it pops up and it proactively engages new people on your website. It says, hey, what's up? What are you looking for? How can I help you? These are some common things that people are looking for on a website. And what its goal is to get people to book a time on your calendar. It'll qualify them to make sure they're qualified. Oh, do you make this much money? Okay, cool. You're a good candidate. It's going to qualify people and schedule them on your calendar. And it works all the time. And it also, what's cool about this is it can read someone's response. So if someone is like cursing or is really frustrated, CloseBot will basically say, hey, I can see you're frustrated. I'm going to find someone for you quickly. So quick hack, by the way, if you're ever engaging with a chatbot on a website and you just want to talk to a human, just start using curse words. This works for both chatbots on websites and on phones. If you start cursing, I don't like to curse, but you know, I will use the F word if I know it's going to get me to a human being more quickly. So anyway, that's a way you can get there more quickly. Another cool tool that I like is 11 Labs. And what 11 Labs is, it's a text to audio generator. So what we can do is we can program it with your voice, or we can use a pre-programmed voice. We can program the AI and it's going to actually be able to speak in your voice. It's unbelievably good, by the way. I recorded an entire podcast episode a year ago and people didn't even know that it was an AI bot. It's unbelievable. So what we can do is we can train the AI bot with your voice, and then any text that we put into it is going to come out on the other side. Super, super dope tool. Now there's also Zoom assistants, and there's a few that I like here. One of my favorites is a tool called Avoma. And what Avoma does is it joins you in all of your Zoom calls or your staff. Maybe you're it's also great for training staff. If you have team members that are sales people, they're going on Zoom calls. It's going to A, transcribe, B, take notes, C, key takeaways, summaries. It can send them to you or your sales team, your sales leader. Another thing that's really cool about Avoma is it gives you a visual representation. So you can easily see who's talking, how much, when was an objection raised, where is the call to action. It's got a lot of really interesting data information. So I really like Avoma. Fireflies is another cool tool that I like. You can do some interesting things, very similar to Avoma. There's some better automation with Fireflies, which is neat. Or you could just use the Zoom Assistant itself. Zoom Assistant itself has AI integrated to any of the cloud reportings that are done in Zoom. So I think this is something that a lot of businesses could be doing better, is using Zoom Assistants to give a better result, to get better information, better data, better follow-up. That's another cool thing that you can do with Avoma, is a more customized follow-up sequencing for people that you're on meetings with. And this is another one that I really love, and it's called Zapier. And Zapier in and of itself does have some AI integration, but where Zapier gets exciting is when we can start automating and integrating all these AI tools into our tech stack. Because what Zapier does is it helps softwares communicate together that don't normally communicate. So I can have, CloseBot talk to ChatGPT, and Midjourney speak to ChatGPT, or Avoma speak to my CRM, whatever it is. It brings it all together. So I think that this is something that's very, very important to recognize. And then before I get to the last one, I just want to say, if you enjoy this, thanks for subscribing. But if you enjoy this stuff, you got to sign up for my newsletter, AIupdate.ai. It's totally free. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but if you go to aiupdate.ai, it's going to keep you up to date with all the newest tools. This is part 4 of a 4-part series. This is a masterclass in AI. You can get it all for free at aiupdate.ai. All my best stuff, and I'm going to give you a free ChatGPT guide when you go there. So go to aiupdate.ai and make sure that you get subscribed. You are going to thank yourself. Your future self is going to be very thankful too. All right, now let's get into the last one, which is the MSM podcast marketing software. So this is a software that we developed in-house. It's a podcast marketing software, and it leverages a lot of the concepts and strategies that we have built in here. Everything from the email marketing to customized messaging. It's all automated, because this is really where I'm executing on all this stuff, is in my marketing agency. It's quite simple. I take a high earning entrepreneur, 7 to 8 figures. We get you on phone calls with your ideal customer so you can develop a strong relationship. You're starting the relationship by adding value. And what we do is we use automations, we use AI to build that relationship deeper and deeper, to drive sales with that customer, to drive referrals from that customer. We turn your guest into the ultimate sales machine for you. And it's all driven through the podcast and the podcast marketing. And quite frankly, people get the wrong idea about what podcasts are useful for. The audience is important. We don't want to neglect the audience, but the real value is in developing that relationship with the person that's on the show. It doesn't need to be a huge production. Let me put it this way. If you can get on a Zoom call, you should have an interview style show where you're speaking to your ideal guest. We set up the whole thing for you. We get it done in less than a month. You're churning, burning. We're even going to bring you your ideal avatar. So if you have a clear vision of your ideal avatar, if you have a 7+ figure business, if you have a high ticket offer, if you know who you want to talk to, we will get you on calls with them. And we build out the entire marketing system around it on our software. So these are all the AI software tools that I'm loving right now. And I'm really glad that you watched this 4-part series. If I missed anything, write in the comments below or shoot me an email, mark@marksavantmedia.com. Listen, I got a business to run. So I'm gonna get back to the business. I'm gonna get back to serving my clients. But in the meantime, go forth and conquer. All right, thank you.